Hello and welcome to your April 2022 Tarot Scopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As always, such an honor and a privilege to be here with you and to bring you this content to keep you motivated, inspired, and focused on whatever is necessary for the month of April 2022. So, tarot scopes are always so much fun for me. We're sticking with the same format that we have used for the last couple of months. So, we're doing a detailed spread, detailed layout, giving you guidance to help you navigate through the month ahead. So we're looking at April, month number 4. It is just quite mind-blowing how quickly 2022 is going. And I hope that you are managing to get through it fairly unscathed, fairly successful in whatever it is that you are doing for the time being. So if you are a returning subscriber or returning viewer to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. Always means the world to me to have you return. And if you are a new visitor to my channel, welcome to you as well. I do hope that you enjoy it here and that you do consider subscribing to the channel to make sure that you see all the content that is available. So let's talk tarot scopes for a second. What are they? So tarot scopes are videos that I create towards the end of the previous month for the following month. So the time of recording these videos will be like the last week in March, and I release them in that time period so that you have them before the new month starts, so that you can be prepared, so that you can watch to see what the month ahead has in store for you, so that you can prepare yourself, brace yourself if necessary, so that you can take advantage of the energies that are around you. The tarot scopes, there are 12 individual videos done, and they are all completely different. I stick with the same kind of layout. I use the same spread, so it's the same questions that we're asking. I use the same deck, but obviously the readings are so different for each sign of the zodiac. This intro I recorded once and I stick it in the front of each of the 12 videos just to save myself repetitive talking. And I do set the intention with the tarot scopes that they be relevant for your sun sign, for the moon sign, and for your rising sign. So if you do know that much information about yourself, if you are familiar with your natal chart and you do have that, you're welcome to watch a couple more of the videos to get different aspects or different insights to who you are and what you're dealing with for the month of April. I also then strongly encourage you to come back to the video during the month of April. So halfway through, like, closer to the end or whatever it may be, when any time that you're facing a challenge or any time that you're facing a quandary, find yourself in a bit of a pickle, come back to the video, because you will certainly find some inspiration that might help you to make the decisions or the changes, or to make the movements in whichever direction you need to. So I do encourage you to come back. The video never gets taken down. It's always here. The months in question, so like now we're doing April, I will have the April videos highlighted on my YouTube channel. So if you're wondering about how to find it, you just go to youtube.com, you do a search for Intuitive Rene, and on my page you will see the April tarot scopes will be visible. And if you want to look at the past month, if you go, once you're on my YouTube channel, go to the playlists, you will see these, that they're all there. All the previous month's playlists, they're all there for you. So I do each month in a separate playlist just so that I can highlight it and make it easier for you to find. So what decks am I going to be working with today? Well, for our April tarot scopes, I'm going to be working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. I love the Gilded Tarot, I really do. So I have the Gilded Tarot Royale, and this is by Ciro Marchetti. I'm going to be working with his deck. I do have the little mini on hand as well, just in case we need some clarifiers. So we have the two. I love working with these, what I call tarot families. So I've got those two. And then I have the Oracle deck that I want to work with, is this one, which is a combined Oracle deck. It's got 2 decks in it, both by the same person. I think Wendy Andrews is her name. I hope I haven't got it wrong. So this is the Goddess Dream Oracle, and the Goddess Love Oracle. So you can see that they are, I'm looking for a purple, there we go. So you can see I've got the yellow and the purple. So the one is the Goddess Dream Oracle and the other one is the Goddess Love Oracle, and I have combined them into a single deck, which means that double the gorgeousness, double the gloriousness. So those are the decks that I'm going to be working with. I am going to switch the camera around, so you will see my table. You will have a top-down view of the cards, so that it just means that less of my face and more of the important stuff. So I will swap the camera around so that you get to see onto the table, see the cards as they are, lay them all out, and give you all the information that you need to keep you motivated and inspired for the month of April. So if you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. By doing that, by engaging with the video, by giving it a thumbs up and a little comment below, basically what you're doing is you're telling YouTube that this is good content and that they should recommend it to other people. And that's the best way to support me and to ensure that I'm able to continue bringing you this free content. And if you haven't already done so, maybe consider joining my YouTube channel memberships. For a small monthly fee, you get access to me. I'm a poet. We do all sorts of interesting things on the YouTube channel membership. So if you click wrong side, if it should be just down there, click the join button. There'll be all sorts of information explaining the different tiers, the different layouts, what you get, what you don't get. All of that information is there. So do consider joining. I've got quite a beautiful, wonderful group of people who do subscribe and do support the work that I do in that way. And I do so value and appreciate each one of them. I'm going to stop babbling because you are here to find out about April. You are not here for my awful sales pitch. My awful sales pitch. So friends, as I said, I'm going to swap the camera around. We're going to get onto your zodiac and we're going to give you all the information that you need. Let's get going. Scorpio, it's your turn. Let's look and see what the month of April has in store for you. So I'm giving the Oracle deck a shuffle, and this is a combined Oracle deck. Looking for a single card that is going to represent your theme for the month ahead. So Scorpio, we're looking for a theme for April 2022. For all Scorpio energy for the month ahead. Let's have a look. Right, cards are shuffled, and I am going to cut over there and take that card for you. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Theme for the month ahead for Scorpio energy, strength, and it says know your strength, card 33. So here we have this beautiful woman. I mean, I just love all that she's wearing and all that she is, but look how confident she looks. That's the thing that stands out for me the most, is her confidence. She's got her lioness with her as well, and this, we don't know if they're one and the same or whether they're just besties or what their situation is. But look at the confidence. They don't even have to look at each other. They just are. They almost blend into one, if I can put it that way, from an energy point of view. She knows her confidence. It doesn't mean that she's arrogant. It doesn't mean that she's full of herself. And it doesn't mean that she has delusions, delusions of grandeur. Not at all. She's just super confident in her own self, in her own abilities. And the best thing about her strength is that she doesn't need validation. And you know what? I think all of us, we go through life at the moment constantly looking for validation, don't we? Lioness as well. You know, she knows her worth. She knows exactly what she's capable of doing. She knows exactly what she needs, what she wants, and she's not going to let anybody take that away from her. And I think for a theme for the month ahead, Scorpio, I think that's quite interesting. You're going to find, while I'm shuffling the tarot deck, you're going to find April bring situations, circumstances, events into your life to either show you how strong you are or to make you stronger. Okay, so obviously once we've laid out the tarot, we'll have a better understanding. But immediately from that, for a theme for the month ahead, there's going to be situations that are going to help you to see how strong you truly are, or there's going to be situations to help you develop the strength that you need. Now, let's be honest as well. Okay, so Scorpios, as a general rule, all Scorpios, Scorpio energy, you are quite strong. You are quite capable. You are quite confident. And you don't really need any kind of validation from anybody in your life. Okay, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how this comes through, and whether it is situations to make you stronger or whether it is situations to show you, because maybe you're doubting yourself a little bit. Maybe you're not really on board with how strong you truly are, and so there may be situations that are going to come up to remind you how strong you truly are. Right, I'm going to lay out the 10 cards. And once I've got them all laid out and fitting on the table, I'll take you through them to see what April 2022 has in store for you. Okay. 6 cards on the top row, and now we're going to put 4 cards across the bottom here. And our last one. And the last one's upside down. I don't read upside down, so how would that have come upside down? I'm going to leave it like that for now. I don't read upside down, but I want to remember just now that it is upside down because there's obviously some kind of significance in that for you. All right, so Scorpio, we've got our theme, and I'm going to leave our theme there for the whole session, and let's start going and having a look to see what the month has in store for you. Camera doesn't want to focus on our Ace of Pentacles. So immediately what I see with this Ace of Pentacles, okay, is we have got this deer. Oh dear, the camera doesn't want to focus on the deer. There we go. We have got, and you can see how big and strong he is. You can see how powerful he is, okay? And around him, we have a whole lot of these, a little rabbit. There's oh my gosh, I can't think. I want to call it a mongoose. I don't know what it's called. We've got some mushrooms over here as well. So he's very in charge. He's very in control. He's very powerful and very dominant. And in his horns, he's carrying this huge, big disc. And that disc represents stuff, money, abundance, opportunity, all of those kind of things. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is saying to you that we're on the edge, we're on the beginning of something big, that there's something big brewing, there's something big building, and it's coming your way, all right? It's absolutely coming your way. Now, the other issue that I want you to note with this big disc that he's carrying is that, you know, it is balancing right on his head, and he's having to hold it there. You can see how strong his neck muscles are. You can see how powerful it is. So he's not weak in any way, shape, or form. The reason why I'm bringing his strength into it is because of our keyword or our theme for the month ahead. So Scorpio, what this is saying to you is you're going to come into the month of April feeling very confident, feeling very sure-footed and very certain of yourself and very capable, okay? You know that there's many opportunities coming through. You know that there's many things brewing in the pipeline. And you're quite confident that whatever happens, you'll handle it in the best way that you can. So it's almost like you're starting the month off feeling super, super confident. What may be challenging you right now, though, is this Six of Swords card. Now, the Six of Swords is the card of knowing that change is inevitable, knowing that we need to move, that we need to progress, that we need to evolve, okay? So she's climbed into this boat in the middle of the night, and she is moving on. She's sort of going with the flow, if I can put it that way. She hasn't really got her sights set on a destination. She just knows that movement is necessary. She's hoping that what she's moving towards is better than what she's leaving behind, but she doesn't actually know for certain. So Scorpio, what this card is basically saying to you is that the month of April, as much as you are quite confident and as much as you are quite strong and quite capable of everything that you need and everything that's going on around you, you know that it's time for change. You know that something has to give. You know that you've got to do something to change a circumstance, because if we just allow things to continue as they are, this is really as good as it gets. And you know that you want more. You know that you deserve more, and you know you're capable of more. And that's why the Six of Swords is so important for you, because the Six of Swords is confirming that you still have work to do, that you are the only one who can determine or change your outcome, your progress. So even though you're feeling super confident, and even though everything seems to like be in place and that you have everything the way that it needs to, you know that it's time for change. Now, the undercurrent around all of this, and I love this card for you. So here we have the card of the sun, and the sun is the center of our zodiac. It's the center of our universe. It's the center of our everything. The sun is what gives life to us, to our plants, to the animals, to our globe, to our earth. We know that all our planets revolve around the sun on a continuous basis, and the sun represents all things good, happy, successful, abundance, joy, peace, all of those kind of things, okay? And this is saying to you as well, Scorpio, that as much as you are And again, I'm going to repeat it. As much as you are coming into the month of April feeling quite solid, feeling quite confident, feeling quite like you've got things together and you know who and what you are, there's definitely this feeling of wanting so much more and knowing that there's so much more available to you and not wanting to settle for anything less than that, which is why you are so ready to make the changes that you need to. I just need to adjust the lighting. Give me a second. So I don't know if I've fixed the lighting or made it worse, but the the day keeps changing. I set up the lighting to be perfect, and then clouds happen and stuff happens outside, and suddenly my lighting is so different. So I hope I haven't destroyed it terribly. But Scorpio, let's get back into April. So we've covered the first 3 cards. Now we're going to have a look at card 4, and this is the card of what led you into this particular situation, or what brought you to this situation that you're in at the moment. And this is the card of the 6 of Cups. So here we've got 2 children playing out in the garden, and they're playing with their beloved animals. The little boy's got a frog with him, the little girl's got a bunny rabbit, we've got some mice over here, we've got a kitty cat over there, and of course then we've got the beautiful butterflies as well. The children are safe. They're playing in a safe environment. They feel safe. They feel secure. They don't have a care in the world. They've got nothing to worry about except this moment, on this day, at this time. I mean, can you imagine? You remember what it's like to be that? Can you remember what it's like to be so carefree and to not have a worry in the world? And that's what these children are. They are just so carefree and just so happy and just so content and living their best life. Now, what Spirit is saying to you here, Scorpio, is that this is what you've been longing for. Okay, you've been longing for the simplistic life where everybody has whatever they need, everybody's happy, everybody's content, everybody's just sort of, taking advantage of the moment. So when we now incorporate that into the 4, we've got you coming into the month feeling so strong, feeling so capable, feeling so powerful, knowing that change is necessary, knowing that we've got to make some changes as we go through life. And just knowing that we want to be happy, because that's the only thing that matters, is happiness. And you remember a time when life was simpler. You remember a time when life was easier, less complicated. And that's where your heart is at. That's what you're yearning and longing for. Sorry, I see the color is adjusting itself as we're talking. All right. So Scorpio, I think I broke something. Hopefully I can get it back on track. We have got this gorgeous devil card here. Now, you know what? Isn't it so funny that here I'm obsessing and focusing on the coloring of the particular video and, wanting to make adjustments and wanting to change, and then it does it by itself, and it's almost distracting, isn't it? And that's exactly the energy of this card. The energy of this card is making you focus on the things that aren't relevant, making you focus on the things that aren't really important, so that we miss the details. Okay, so there's a lesson and a message for all of us in that right here, right now. So the location here, this position over here for our devil card, is the support that's available to you from Spirit. So this is Spirit saying to you, you are strong, you are capable, you know your worth, you know exactly who you are and what you want. April is going to be the month where your strength, your perseverance, your determination, your tenacity is going to be tested. There are going to be situations that are going to come about. You're going to find yourself in moments where you're going to have to make some tough decisions, where you're going to have to face some difficulties. And you've got to ask yourself in that moment what truly matters. And it's not about thinking about other people, and it's not about considering family and considering friends and work colleagues. It's actually about looking at the truth of who you are and where you are and what you're going through. So again, looking at the 5 cards that we have over there and bringing in our theme for the month of strength and knowing your strength, you have this amazing ability, Scorpio, to deny yourself, if I can put it that way. If you decide you want a healthier life, if you decide that you don't want to eat, unhealthy foods anymore, you have this willpower, the strong determination, energy to avoid those kind of foods, to stay away, because you've made the decision that it's the right thing for you. And there's going to be many opportunities for you this month to find your happiness. But I think the true question comes in is, what does happiness mean to you? Okay, happiness is a very broad term, and it's one we all throw around, and it's one we all use. And yes, everybody's looking for happiness, but we're all looking for something different. And Scorpio, Spirit is saying to you that the month of April is going to have you questioning the truth. And that's why we've got the devil energy coming through in the position of support, because spirit are going to put you in these positions where it's going to make you question the simplest thing. What is happiness? What does it mean to be happy? If you say to yourself that you are chasing happiness, looking for happiness, that you're not going to stop making changes in your life until you find true happiness, what does that actually mean? What are you actually looking for? So we're going deep, okay? We really are going deep. And suddenly I'm noticing again, coloring is all staying fairly constant and staying fairly the same. But spirit are really saying to you that you've got to recognize who you truly are at the core of your being. And that's what I said when this card first came out, before we even had all the tarot. It was about understanding the core of your being, understanding who you truly are underneath all of that, and then saying to yourself, what matters? Now, the other card that is quite interesting that comes through here for us is this beautiful Empress card. I mean, just look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Now, Empress is the energy of life. She gives life to animals, to people, to situations, and to circumstances. She is the eternal mother. She is the eternal nurturer. She loves unconditionally, and she is the one who will never say to you, oh, but you did wrong, therefore. You know, she's the one who just says to you, it's fine. Come here, let me make it better. It's going to be okay. So we've got the Empress card coming through for you as to what you're moving towards, okay? And the Empress card is basically saying to you that all's going to be okay, as long as you are gentle with yourself, as long as you are kind with yourself. But I also think she is there as a reminder that you can have anything your heart desires. So once you've understood what happiness means, she's there to tell you, to remind you that happiness is yours. She is there to tell you and to remind you that you can have happiness, you will have happiness. Happiness is your birthright. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Happiness is your birthright. So when I look at this for you, Scorpio, it certainly looks like April is going to be quite interesting. There's nothing big, there's nothing major, there's nothing like overly complicated that's going to come through for you. But throughout the entire month, you are going to be constantly reminded as to your strength, your abilities, what it is that you're actually capable of doing, and what it is that you actually want for yourself in your own life. Love it. Right, so Scorpio, we have got 4 cards across the bottom here. This is sort of the month and how the month is going to sort of play out for you, and the things that are going to be important and the things that you need to be focusing on. What we've got across the bottom here are just sort of interesting information that contributes and supports the story that we have. So the first card that I have here for you is the King of Pentacles. I mean, isn't he gorgeous? So I love all the greens. He's very earthy. He's very practical. He's very down to earth. I just love the throne that he's sitting on. Isn't it just exquisite? The green and the golds are absolutely beautiful, which means he's powerful, which means that he's purposeful, which means that he understands who he is and what he's capable of. And he's not ashamed. He's certainly not ashamed. And I'm going to say to you, Scorpio, that this is how people see you, okay? So when people perceive you, when people see you, they see you as the super confident person. They see you as somebody who has everything that they want and everything that they need. They see you as somebody who is not shy, not afraid, not nervous. They see you as somebody who has just got all their stuff together, you know, and somebody who's super confident and super level-headed, super practical as well in all that you do and all you have. So people will always be, with all this green, will find that people will always be a little bit jealous of you, okay? So you're going to find that may be a jealousy, maybe a thing that comes up for you during the month. Now, what is very interesting is this card. And I'm going to say to you that this card in this position has happened. I think it's now, this is the 4th zodiac reading I have done where this card has come up in this exact position. It's actually quite mind-blowing. It is actually quite mind-blowing. Now, again, if I could just get the camera to focus on the card, there we have it. If we look at this particular card, okay, it is the 4 of Pentacles. So here we've got a guy, and the camera never wants to focus on this card every time it's come up. So, so here we've got a guy. He holds this beautiful ornate box. Let's just see if I can do that. And if the camera will focus on the box to show you. Look at that beautiful ornate box. And in the box are all these discs. All these discs. Each of these discs here represents stuff that's important to him, stuff that is relevant to him, stuff that is significant to him. Whether it be money, whether it be material possessions, whether it be objects, whether it be family, it doesn't matter what it is. But each of these coins or each of these discs represents something that's important and significant to him. Now he's holding that box really close to his chest, okay, which means that he doesn't really trust anybody with his box. He doesn't really want to share it with anybody. He doesn't want anybody to really look inside his box. He's sort of saying, okay, I'll let you have a look, I'll let you have a peek, but just a quick look, and then I'm going to put it away again. So he's holding on to his stuff in a big way. And Scorpio, this is Spirit saying to you right here, right now, that this is what you're doing. Instead of being completely transparent and completely open and letting everybody know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing, what you're wanting, you're just sort of like keeping mum on it, okay? You're sort of keeping everything very much to yourself. People see you as super confident and super capable and super ready and super available and super all of that kind of stuff. But the truth of the matter is you're keeping your true self very close to you. And I think the message that comes through the most with this is how different you're showing yourself versus who you actually are. And I think it's time for you to recognize that. I think it's time for you to recognize that you tend to keep everybody at arm's length. You do tend to not always reveal your true secrets and who you really are. You like people to think whatever they want to think. You like people to sort of think they've got you figured out, when the truth of the matter is they actually don't have you figured out. And I know you like to be that enigma, if I can put it that way, but maybe that's what's stopping you from having this happiness, stopping you from recognizing your true power, recognizing your true self. And this is Spirit saying to you that during the month of April, you may have an opportunity to reveal parts of yourself that maybe you've kept for the longest time. So advice from Spirit for you right now, Scorpio, we have got this Knight of Wands. You see how our knight is dressed in his armor. The horse is also dressed in armor. You can see by the movement here that the horse is progressing. There is movement, but we've got a volcano erupting in the background, and we've got the lava coming all the way down. But our knight and our horse seem completely oblivious to the chaos erupting around them. The advice here from Spirit is that it doesn't matter what's going on around you. Just keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward, okay? Don't get caught up in the volcano. Don't get caught up in the smoke and the ash and the lava and all the other drama. Focus on the things that truly matter. And what matters is progress. What matters is movement. Now, I want to bring this other one too. First of all, they're both moving in the same direction, okay? So this card over here was what you were doing, like you recognize that change is needed. You recognize that you wanted change. You recognize that it was time to progress, that it was time to move on to different times, better situations, and that you were hoping that what you were leaving behind, that what moving towards, I should say, is better than what you're leaving behind. And I think our Knight of Wands over here is exactly that. It's saying to you that we're moving away from the fire, we're moving away from the chaos, and we're moving towards a better place, a safer place, an easier place, a place that's going to bring you the happiness that you're looking for yourself. So very interesting the way that that's come through. So the advice from Spirit is to just keep going, because you know what, Scorpio, you are stronger than you will ever realize. You really are, emotionally, mentally, etc. You've really got it all. But we're going to find April sort of pushing the boundaries, pushing our buttons, and you may find yourself at some point going, what on earth is going on here? And understand that it is a period of change. It is a period of transition that you're going through, and all you've got to do is just keep going, just keep moving on, but recognize that not everybody's going to understand you the way that you are, because they haven't seen your true self. They haven't seen who you truly are. Okay, and our last card, which came up upside down, and I don't normally read reversals. It's not really something that has ever been my thing, but I am going to acknowledge that it was upside down. I am going to acknowledge that it came up that way, okay? And look at that, suddenly it's clear that way, and when I had it the other way around, it wasn't. So Judgment, here we have, okay, so here we have an angel being blowing in South Africa what we call a vuvuzela. The card of Judgment is about truth and integrity. It's about honesty. It's about rocking up. It's about pitching up. It's about being authentic, okay? In a nutshell, that's really what the card represents. But in this particular reading for you, Scorpio, this Spirit saying it's time for you to be you. It's time for you to actually be truly authentic you in the best way that you can, without worrying about what other people say, without worrying about what other people perceive you to be. It's time for you to be truly authentic you, and it's time for you to actually start speaking out around what makes you happy and what makes you unhappy, because you've been keeping quiet for the longest time. And April is about opportunities that are going to present themselves, big, bold, beautiful opportunities that are going to present themselves. But if you don't grab it by the horns, like our stag has done here, if you don't grab the opportunity by the horns, and if you don't run with it, you're going to miss the opportunity. And if you miss the opportunity, you are never going to have the happiness, the joy, and the success that you were looking for. Your sun will not ever shine so brightly again. But this opportunity, don't obsess about it too much. Don't overthink it too much, because the opportunity, it's almost like there's a small window of opportunity. And this judgment card is Spirit saying to you, hear the call. And when you hear the trumpet blow, when you hear that call, grab the opportunity, grab it by the horns, run with it, because that's where your happiness lies. Don't worry about what other people think and say about you. This is your opportunity to create a life that you want for yourself, but you do have to be a bit more vulnerable. All right. So Scorpio, this was like quite a deep one, hey? Absolutely quite a deep one. And remember, it's all about you finding your strength, knowing your strength, and being all that you're meant to be. Being all that you are meant to be. So I wish you a month of happiness, a month of joy, and a month of love. And with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Scorpio.